By way of background, I'm originally from the US. I was born and raised in California and studied computer science technology there. I spent a lot of time in the field, particularly in agricultural communities, trying to understand from an information technology lens, what are the information needs of, say, a smallholder farmer, and how might we provide relevant content and information access to such a person. So the first thing I realized is that there is, even in rural areas, despite language, literacy barriers, and so on, there is a thirst for knowledge. There's a strong demand for information. That's the first thing I realized. The second thing I realized is that not only do people want to access information, they want to share what they know and what they've discovered to others in their community. So how might we use technology to enable such a network to grow? So I quickly realized that in terms of technology, mobile phones are going to be a great platform because it's a technology that is accessible, that people are already familiar with. So how might we leverage mobile technology? We quickly realized that using text messaging presents a number of barriers for people to really access and share information. The main are the 3 L's: language, literacy, and low barrier to creating content. And so rather than text, we looked at voice. So I will illustrate what that means through our main flagship product. It's called Streams, and it's about group voice messaging. It works in a very, very simple way. There's 3 steps to how it works. The first thing you do is you create a group. The second thing you do is you record a message. Then automatically what the system does is send your message out to all of the people in your group through phone calls. So there is no special application for this recipient to have, no special device. Even a landline phone can receive your voice message because the phone rings, they pick up the phone, they hear your message, and very importantly, it's interactive. So it's a way for you to get feedback, interactive feedback, in a way that you may not have been able to with text. So just to illustrate how this is being used in a few short stories. This is Hardik. He's a teacher in the Teach for India program. Some of these young people are very innovative, and they've taken up Awaz Day to be able to be more engaged with the parents of the students in their schools. So while they're working with 50, 60 students in their classroom, what about the parents? What's happening outside of the classroom? What kind of learning is happening? And if parents would like, how do they engage with their child in the learning? So using this simple messaging platform, he's able to reach the parents and engage them in not only what's happening in the classroom, but also encourage them to participate in the child's learning process. We served over 3 million phone calls, 400,000 individual recipients in several states in India and many countries across the world. Thank you for your attention.
I think we have made a terrific start. You will all agree. I think the first session was incredible for its content, for what it conveyed to us. But as Thomas Alva Edison had famously said, you can always do it better. So how do we do this session better? And I think that is where I want to emphasize that brevity is the soul of wisdom. So let us demonstrate that we can also do it here. Okay? That's the only suggestion I have. Thank you.
I will not talk much about Maharashtra State Innovation Council because everything is now on the website. Few thoughts I wanted to share, and since Dr. Meshirkar has already said, let's be in bullets, and I will give you a few bullets what initiative Science and Technology Park has taken up. We had a brainstorming meeting among ourselves within the Science and Technology Park, and we thought the root cause of malnutrition, of course, is unsafe drinking water and decreasing disease load of children. And we developed in-house 2-3 interesting products. I just give example. We have come up with a drinking water straw, which will cost about 480 rupees, which is a 8-inch long straw. You can put in any water, which is maybe contaminated by organic waste or microbial contamination, and you can suck the water and you'll find it is absolutely safe for drinking. It's a membrane based filter. Then there are two other initiatives where there is no water, so available water also has to be tackled, and we have created what is called as an air water machine, which will cost about 26,000 rupees to generate about from anything from 10 liters to 36 liters depending on atmospheric humidity. Safe drinking water can be created by harvesting humidity wherever there is no water in liquid form. And then solar based, another product which has been brought up, which costs at the moment about 86,000 rupees, which produces about, again, about 600 liters to about 2000 liters of water per day, based on saline water. The second step was, of course, looking into nutrition. So soya milk is probably far better and nutritious option. In Konkan, we have some initiative in Konkan. We have set up rural technology business incubator at a place called Lanja. There we found there is a lot of mental weaknesses, I won't say disabilities, among children. And then 36 villages we surveyed with doctors, and we realized it's attributed to malnutrition because there's no nutrition much consumed. And then we thought, why not go to the vegetable cultivation and consumption was list. So we created a program called Taji Bhaji Maji Bhaji. With this I will stop, and you can see this products later on there. May I invite my other colleagues on the panel, please.
Namaskar, this is B.G. Mukhopadhyay. I represent NABARD, National Bank for Agriculture and Rural Development. And you will be happy to know that when we started our journey in 1992 with the 500 groups in the country, today almost 8 million groups are there in the country, and almost 50,000 crores of financial services are being accessed by the rural poor women across the country. Now, apart from that, we also do experiments in the agricultural sector, and we are now going to launch an initiative where we will be supporting 1 lakh farmers clubs across the country, where they will be getting the access to information on credit, market, and other advisories related to climate and weather. So this has been successful in 2 or 3 states, not in all the states, because even though you might have a romanticized idea that information can solve all the problems, but in reality it is not so. Coming to the issue of the ecosystem for supporting social innovation in governance, I say that all the supporting systems are existent in our country. Ecosystem is there. Now the question is that, are we pursuing our dream with a passion? When I interact with across the country, from Jammu Kashmir to Arunachal to Kanyakumari, I find that the people who are pursuing their dreams, they're just going with a unified vision to translate this vision into reality. And there NABARD tries to connect it with fund, resources, and also training and capacity building. Coming to the question of governance, when we support the public sector, sort of civil society organizations and the social these NGOs, we try to see that they have transparency, they are accountable, and their performance is duly measured. I would say just one simple experiment which we are doing with IIT, Pan IIT alumnus, who have supported a sort of a program which is called PARPI. This program is for the poor, rural, uneducated youth who are particularly dropped out. They are given the training, and the skill building is being done, and through they are trying to tie up with that industries, and the success rate is 100%. Now this model can be a very big model across the country to support the skill building missions of the rural youth who can be tied to the job market. You know, who are the Silicon Valley, which is the Silicon Valley for us in our rural innovation program? Probably will be thinking Karnataka, Andhra Pradesh, Tamil Nadu. No, it's Bihar. There are a lot of social entrepreneurs, very committed people, those who have come. So my feeling is that we need not be pessimistic. We have a very robust system in our country where we can encourage the social entrepreneur. As far as funding is concerned, NABARD is prepared to fund any projects which you find that it will make a difference in the people's life in the country. The problem we are facing it in terms of scaling up and in terms of making it more commercial. I don't think fund is the problem. I don't think enabling environment is a problem. I think the problem is that we should have a passion and we should have a dream to make a difference. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Good morning to all of you. I represent a little different species here. I represent a commercial company, Thermax, which is a public listed company in the field of energy and environment. A lot of things we do, of course, that's very important as a growth for this country. But B2S, business to social impact or social projects, is also one of the underpinning of all the companies. Please be assured, being a technology company which is in a very core area of energy and water, There are huge amount of innovative work that we do, but can we translate these activities, what we are doing, as a normal, heavily commercially aligned activities to a social relevance, and how do you make them acceptable, which becomes a self-sustaining, is a challenge that we as an industry, not as in CSR, I mean, many times it gets confused with the CSR, can offer and make it as a entrepreneurially sustainable model. And this is something which we struggle every time. Dr. Mashelka mentioned very clearly that technology is not as much as an issue as the social or the implementation of the technology in the social sector. It's been a roaring success. We have made everything. But is it now multiplying in our 600,000 villages? There's a question mark. And my feeling today is that we need two things. One, at the policy level, we need a lot of innovations. Is a challenge that we need to really handle both at the technological level and the implementation level. So with this, I think I will close this particular thing, just giving you a trigger of a lot of things which can be done with the industrial participation and with the entrepreneurial and social innovation group that is assembled here. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Sunday. May I invite Ravi, please?
Yeah, I'm going to just speak briefly on two initiatives. One is a project called as DSource. It's also called as eKalpa. So when we started talking about design, asked this question, who are the people who are actually practicing design in a country? We got a very interesting answer. At the outset, you think it's design institutes who produce design in the country, designers in the country, but we actually, when we realized it's not this, it's actually the informal sector which contributes very mainly, very profoundly to this domain. We realized that this population is almost 1 million. Every year they get trained, and it kind of, if you look at behind the scenes, it fuels the media industry, it fuels the DTP industry. Whole lot of jewelry design is done by these people. Even textile design is done by these people. So we thought that if we can actually provide resources which can improve their skills, so we started this initiative, again sponsored by Ministry of Human Resources. It's called as DSource. I've got a couple of posters out there, some pamphlets at the entrance. You can have a look at it. This is the first project. Second, I wanted to talk very briefly about our center. I come from Industrial Design Center at IIT Bombay. We had, right from the beginning, 1969 it started. If you looked at the first brochure, it said focus on design for needs, and design for social needs has been a focus of attention in our center right from the word go, So, in fact, the students, it's a master's and a doctoral program. We are starting undergraduate just now. Okay, so they typically do 3 projects, and we encourage the students to at least do 1 project in the social domain. I would suggest that, we have 1 million engineering students being produced in the country. If we can actually at least float an elective called as social innovation or social innovation and design in these colleges, even if 1/4 of the students take that, that's quite a nice mindset change in our country. Okay, thanks a lot.
Thanks, Ravi. I'll just very briefly run you through the activities that Industrial Design Center at IIT Bombay has been involved in areas where we engage with the rural economy and with craft communities. To start with, I would also like to brief on a new mission that has been proposed by the Ministry of Human Resource Development. It's called Unnat Bharat Abhiyan. So in this context, IIT Bombay has already adopted 28 such villages, and we are looking to engage them from various possibilities. For instance, we are looking at how to get in solar power and solar systems integrated into a village economy. For instance, we are also looking at health issues. For instance, we are also looking at water purification. The other one is, I would like to tell about the community development initiatives of my center, which Ravi said. We have been constantly engaging with the craft communities, and one major tool of engagement has been bamboo craft. And through this bamboo craft, we have already set up a very unique center of its kind in the institute called Bamboo Center, founded by Professor A.G. Rao under a UNDP project. But having founded it, we have been working across India with various states in capacity building of communities to enable livelihood in bamboo craft and allied crafts. This apart, we are also currently engaged with the Rajiv Gandhi Science and Technology Mission by the government of Maharashtra, which is a mission to under the Gondwana University in Gadchiroli to bring in vocational education and livelihood as part of university curriculum. That's underway. While critically looking at our own work, the one thing that we miss out is a student works for 6 months, and after that we are not able to have this team in the same project. And where we could correct this is by having something called a product incubation cell, in which whatever ideas come out, they are incubated to see the light of the day, to hit the market. And I think that would be one thing which we should be working towards. Thank you so much.
Thank you, everybody. I am Bhushan Dere. I am representing Leaps and Bounds, which is Pune-based company. Main product we have brought is, this is tablet PC-based SHG, self-help groups accounting system. And this system is being used by NABARD. We are working in Uttar Pradesh, Bihar, and Madhubani, Sitamarhi districts, and also Dhule, Nandurbar districts. Main focus has been, this is local language-based systems being used by SHG women themselves, and the data is GIS-based application which is available on the internet to everybody, banking, government, and NABARD. So this is the main part. I can elaborate whenever we get further time. Thank you.